Satnam, hello, my name is Zita Harkaran and I am here to introduce a new project that I am embarking on myself. This project is a deep exploration into spiritual truths that are beyond religion. Really don't want to be boxed into some kind of a religious frame. That's why I'm not wearing my turban, because I want to make sure that this is open and approachable to everyone. For next 40 weeks I'm going to be going through Japji Sahib, Song of the Soul, that I found contains the deepest wisdom of this being, of this whole universe, of ourselves, of our soul, and of the soul of everything around us. And every week I will explore each little section of Japji. I am doing it for those that found themselves almost godless or soulless, and they're on their own when they're searching for spirituality. I feel like that a lot of times, right? I don't feel like I belong to any particular church or any particular religious community. Contrary to what you might believe about me, right? But I know that there are many, many other people like that. And I think we are growing beyond the guidelines of our religions. And we need to start identifying God on our own. And so this is for all of us that are searching, yet we feel like we believe in God, but we don't know what it is, where it is, or how to express it, what communities we belong to. This is also an exploration into primal truths of the world, of the universe, of you, of who you are. Because we are noticing that as much as we are focusing on the outside, it's not making us happy, right? But the moment we start focusing inwards, we find the truth and we find the resonance that is the truth. And the truth that it's within you, it's in the outside as well. So we're going to talk about all these things. And I believe that Japji Sahib, which is written by Guru Nanak, or spoken by Guru Nanak, it's one of the most beautiful sacred songs that freed God. With that in mind, here is a quote from Friedrich Nietzsche. He said that, or wrote that, in 1882, so 140 years ago, long time ago, right? But this is what he said. God is dead. God remains dead, and we have killed him. How shall we comfort ourselves, the murderers of all murderers? What was holiest and mightiest of all that the world has yet owned has bled to death under our knives. Who will wipe this blood off us? What water is there of us to clean ourselves? What festivals of atonement, what sacred games shall we have to invent? Is not the greatness of the deed too great for us? Must we ourselves not become God simply to appear worthy of it? What is happening in our culture has been happening for a long time, and it started during the Industrial Revolution at the end of 18th century, 1700s, when we were like, oh, okay, revolutions and United States and freedom and Declaration of Independence and that time, and new steam engines and whatever, faster traveling around the world, all of these things. So we have discovered something. We have discovered technology, and very slowly we started to become more and more arrogant as we started learning more about technology, about science, about physics. And in this way, we kind of deconstructed the world, deconstructed the cells, deconstructed the atom, and we didn't find God in there. And God didn't say anything. So we were like, oh, okay, I guess we are powerful here. I guess we are the Almighty. So, and that accelerated even more into when we found and split atom, and we discovered this enormous power. I'm sure the scientists were like on the edge of the seat. They really did feel omnipotent. And right now, with our technology progressing so far, we are starting to think we can create ourselves. We can create artificial consciousness. We can create artificial intelligence. We can create another human being. We kill the sacredness of life. We don't believe in sacredness of life, generally in the culture. Instead of looking at this split atom, instead of looking at the atom and its power, that it's within one little thing, within one little tiniest thing, it's the power to almost destroy the whole world. We don't say, wow, is this what God created? This is the world that someone has, isn't this amazing? We don't bow down to this power. We think, oh, it's us, we own it. We think we own it. That's how we killed God, right? We don't look at the world and are like, wow, there is something greater that created all of this and is guiding all this power. You're like, no, nothing is there. It's just us. So, and that kind of got me thinking into what is sacred? What the word sacred means? What the word devotional means? I realized all it is basically bowing down to something greater than you. The biggest trouble that is with killing God within us is that we kill part of ourselves. We kill part of our soul. We lose connection to a lot of our soul. That is the saddest thing. And what happens is that when we do that, we lose hope, we lose understanding of the world. We lose basic understanding of the world, and we have to somehow then replace this devotion and trust in something, right? So instead of trusting God, we start trusting something else. We start trusting all these man-made, created things, because these are our new gods. What we are starting to see is many different mental disorders that are starting to pop up. And these are disorders mainly from lack of connection with the soul. I don't call mental disorders. There are soul disorders. There because the soul cannot find its place in this artificial world that was created. Artificial belief system that was created. So that's why I hope with this project, with us going deeper, looking into the primal truths, we align our souls once again to the primal truths. And in this way, we can then live happier, more fulfilled lives and start looking at the world from the right perspective. We can take down the veil that's been put upon us. And this veil, it's not just 200 years that we had it. It's not like people before believed in God in some right way. Because what is God, right? What is God? All that it is a devotional technique practice that is to something greater than you. Believing that there is a power that organizes this world, creates, organizes, and destroys. People did used to see God everywhere they went, and they would praise God everywhere they went, within themselves. Because of that, everything was sacred, right? Nature was sacred, your relationships were sacred, your homes were sacred, everything, right? Because God was everywhere. But then people with religion started bringing God into houses, their own particular houses, and start building these houses. And then only God existed in that house. And that's why these houses were so beautiful, because so much devotion went into that. They are still to this day the most beautiful structures in the world, because so much devotion went there. Because this is where God lived, but He's not just there. So that's how people took the God from their everyday life, started arguing in their everyday life and creating problems. And then there was this hour in church or whatever the building that was, right? Where everybody was devotional and good and believed in God. Everywhere else was like, out. What Japji Sahib does and what Guru Nanak did, and with his life he proved it over and over. He took it out. He took it out of all the religious practices. He took it out of all the clothes that he was wearing, of all the, the robes, how you dress yourself up and you look a religious person. He took it out of the direction in which you're supposed to pray, because he said everywhere there is God everywhere. He took it and he also took it out as a personification, as a because there are Hindu gods, God is not personified. What he called God is a vibration. Is a vibration that is everywhere within you included, and you can tune into it if you choose. So that's why I love Guru Nanak for doing that, and I want to talk about this, okay? And I want to talk about it not as a Sikh, because I am not, and I don't want to even talk about it as a religious person, but as someone who wants to explore the primal truth. And what I'm going to do is every week talk about each pori, and during the week I will be practicing 11 repetition of each pori, and you can join me practicing it, and then we'll discuss it at the end of the week. And actually this is also going to be tuned in with the cycles of the moon, so not really week, it's going to be more like quarters of the moon. So today's a new moon, and then first quarter, until the first quarter we will practice moon mantra. Then the second quarter of the moon, where it goes from first quarter to the full moon, we will practice the first pori 11 times for 7 or 8 days, right, for each. So it's tuned in with the moon. It's going to take 10 months, 10 full moon cycles. So it's going to be interesting, and hopefully I'll be able to stick with it. So wish me good luck.